Honorable Speaker,
Please resume your seats. Announcement. I am to announce to the House that cut 2018-19 will be received up to 3 p.m. tomorrow, that is 20th March 2018. 2018-19 సంవత్సర వార్షిక ఆదాయ వ్యయ పట్టిక బడ్జెట్పై సాధారణ చర్చ. అక్బరుద్దీన్ ఓవైసీ గారు.
Honorable Speaker, sir. Sir, I take the opportunity to speak on the Telangana state budget for the financial year 2018 and 19. I congratulate the Finance Minister, Mr. Itila Rajendra Sahab, for presenting the next year's budget with a record projected expenditure of rupees 1,74,454 crores. Sir, it is indeed a matter of satisfaction that the Finance Minister Sahab has presented a tax-free revenue surplus budget for the 5th time since the formation of Telangana state. The total budgetary outlay of rupees 1,74,454 crores with revenue expenditure estimated at 1,25,455 crores, capital outlay of 33,369 crores, loans and advances of rupees 9,036 crores, and capital disbursement of rupees 6,594 crores. The capital expenditure works out to 19% of the total projected expenditures. This is substantially higher when compared to the other states. Sir, as the Finance Minister has rightly pointed out, the new state of Telangana form amidst adverse conditions, uncertainties, doubts and challenges rose to the level of becoming a role model for the entire country in many aspects in the last 4 years. Sir, it is a matter of pride that Telangana achieved a double-digit growth in contrast to the national trend despite the adverse short-term to medium-term impact of demonetization and teething problems following the introduction of goods and service taxes, that is the GST. So the state's own revenues received for 2018 and 19 are proposed at rupees 73,752 crores, up to 20%. Overall, the revised budget estimate of 2017 and 18 transfer from the central are estimated at 29,042 crores, a marginal increase over 2017 and 18 financial years. So the state revenue is expected to touch rupees 73,752 crores the next financial year, but huge fiscal deficit of rupees 29,077 crores, resulting in rising public debt, rings alarm bells. So before I go into the specifics of the state budget, I would like to point out the central government has been reluctant to extend a helping hand and transfer the required funds to the new state of Telangana. The transfer in its budget every year only to realize that not even half of the amount was being realized in the end. So in the last 4 financial years, that is 2014 and 15 to 2017 and 18, the Telangana government estimated rupees 1,29,069 crores towards central grants and share of central taxes and state budget, but actually got rupees 84,560 crores only. If I am wrong, I may be corrected. So this works out to only 66% of estimated inflow in the central funds by the way of grants and share of taxes. So while the central shares of taxes projected as per the 14th Finance Commission recommendation, there is a huge shortfall in central grants in aid. For the 4-year period, the state budget has estimated the central grant in aid totaling to 75,536 crores. 75,536 crores, but got only 33,124 crores. This works out to only 44% of the estimated amount. Sir, after formation of Telangana state in June 2014, the state government presented its first budget in 2014, where it estimated central grants of rupees 27,721 crores, but actually realized only rupees 7,118 crores. 27,721 crores was the estimated central grants. But what we have achieved is only 7,118 crores. Again, if we see in 2015 and 16 budget, the state projected central grant of rupees 12,400, but received only 9,394 crores. In 2016 and 17, the estimated inflow was 14,557 crores, but actual realization was rupees 9,752 crores. In 2017 and 18, as against the estimate of 26,867 crores, the state got rupees 6,860 crore till end of Jan 2018. So where is it? When we are presenting one thing and we're getting one thing, this needs to be answered. So basing on the projection on the union budget for 2018 and 19 presented in the parliament on February 1st, the Telangana government has estimated rupees 29,042 crores as central grants and 19,207 crores as 8,251 crores in 2018 and 19 financial year. But going by the previous track record, the state is unlikely to get such a bonanza from the central government, and it would have to be mobilize its own resources to bridge the shortfall in the central transfers. So what is the proposal? What is the planning of the government, of the state government? It needs to be spelled out to this house. Sir, I would not be wrong to say the central government under the BJP-led NDA government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been meting out stepfatherly treatment both to Telangana and the residuary state of AP, and totally disregarding the commitments made to both the states in the AP State Reorganization Act of 2014. Sir, Honorable Chief Minister Mr. Chandrasekhar Rao Sahab had met the Prime Minister, Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley and other union ministers up to many times demanding a fair share for the state in central transfers, including central sponsored scheme, but the response has been negative. So far, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu Sahab also met the Prime Minister as many as 29 times demanding special category status for AP, but without success. So the NDA government is turning a deaf ear to the pleas made by the Telangana government for declaring Kaleshwaram project as a national project on the lines of Polavaram project in neighboring AP, and for financial assistance for Mission Bhagirath, Mission Kakatiya, Kaleshwaram project from the union budget. So, Honorable Speaker, sir, we cannot afford to delay these projects by relying on elusive central grants. The track record of 4 years shows the center has least concern for Telangana. PM Modi Saab himself inaugurated Mission Bhagirath, praised it, asked all the state to emulate it, but he is not willing to grant a single rupee despite Niti Aayog recommendation of rupees 19,000 crores 2 years ago. Same is the case with Mission Kakatiya and Kaleshwaram project. These three projects are flagship programs of TRS government, and the state is keen to complete them before 2019 polls, irrespective of central grants. The NDA government is unable to fulfill the commitments made to the Telangana and AP Reorganization Act 2014 for setting up All India Institute of Medical Sciences, for establishment Bairam Steel Plant, for setting up of Horticulture University and Tribal University. I don't share, Honorable Speaker, sir, I don't share the optimism of Finance Minister Mr. Itala Rajendra Saab that the state would get central non-plan grants amounting to rupees 18,770 crores and central plan grants amounting to rupees 10,271 crores in the next financial year. Similarly, the estimate of share of central taxes at rupees 19,207 crores for 2018-19 seems to be on a higher side. Sir, as the central government is reluctant to provide the requisite quantum of funds to the state of Telangana, the Telangana government has no choice but to go into for higher quantum of borrowings to partly meet the shortfall in the central transfers. Consequently, the total debt of the state government in the next year are estimated to surpass its overall budget. I talked with the figures being provided, and I'll go into the details when I go further ahead, sir. Sir, while the total budget expenditure is estimated at rupees 1,74,454 crore, the estimate debt is 1,80,239 crores. If I am wrong, I may be corrected. 1,80,239 crores is the estimated debt of the state of Telangana, sir, during 2018 and 19. Beside this, the outstanding the state government guarantees of rupees 41,539 crores in 2017 and 18 are expected to rise sharply during 2018 and 19, sir. Sir, when I say this, I have the figures. When we got the state of Telangana, we inherited 61,710 crores of loan was already there on our state, sir. But again in 2014 and 15, sir, the Telangana government took a loan of 22,136. The total had become to 83,846 then. Then again in the year 2015 and 16, the state of Telangana took 9,269. In 2016 and 17, 34,714 crores were taken as a loan, sir. In 17 and 18, again we took 23,304. And now in 2018 and 19, 29,105, sir. The total with this is 1,80,238. This doesn't include the 41,539 crores of guarantee which has been given by the government, sir. So if we have to see that, as per the figures provided to us, sir, the state has estimated the interest payment and debt payment of rupees 11,791 crores, or almost 1,000 crores a month, sir. 1,000 crore a month. To avoid this problem of immediate repayment, the government is raising money from open markets with a tenure of 20 years. Normally, states were issuing bonds for 10 years period till now, but recently the state has issued bonds for 20 years. The tremendous response to 20 years bond issued by the state government indicates the high credibility and the reputation of Telangana in the country, sir. Sir, the main objective of debt management in the state is to ensure that financing of the budget and refinancing of debt is done at the lowest possible cost on medium to long time basis, all within the prudent limits of risk. Not only the state debt, but its outstanding guarantees are also increasing, sir. Sir, I have given you the details. I have said about all the details, sir. Sir, but at the same time, sir, I would like to come on record and say that the economic growth and the financial health of the two states is noteworthy. With the presentation of the budget for the year 2018 and 19 of the two Telugu states this month, they surpassed all other states in the country in the growth and size of the budget. So the total budget estimate of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana put together touched rupees 3.65 lakh crores in 2018 and 19. This is next to Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. So the UP budget is estimated at 4.28 lakh crores and Maharashtra budget is projected at rupees 3.67 lakhs crores. The total budget of AP is 1.91 lakhs crores and that of Telangana is 1.74 lakh crores in 2018 and 19, sir. So coming to the state finances, I would like to point out that the Finance Minister Saab has projected revenue receipt of 1,30,957 crores and capital receipt of 43,507 crores. I think that both the figures are on a higher side. The GST collections are projected at rupees 34,233 crores in 2018 and 19, as against 16,837 crores in the current year for 9 months in GST was introduced on 1st of July 2017, sir. I don't know how the GST collections would shoot up to rupees 1,871 crores as a month this year to rupees 2,853 crores a month in the next financial year. What we see right now is 1,877 crores a month this year. And I don't know how are we going to achieve 2,853 crores a month in the next financial year. Honorable Minister Saab needs to give an answer to this, sir. So the Finance Minister Saab had estimated the receipt of VAT at rupees 25,942 crores in 2018 and 19. After introduction of GST, VAT is levied only on few commodities. The VAT collections are from two sets of commodities, petroleum products and Indian-made liquor, sir. So this shows the quantum of tax burden on vehicle owners on one hand and the tipplers on the others. After introduction of GST, the tax burden of people of state has gone up to 60%, with collection of taxes on commodities and service increase from rupees 50,863 crores in 2016 and 17 to rupees 63,425 crores in 2017 and 18, an estimated of rupees 77,032 crores in 2018 and 19. Honorable Speaker, sir, when I take a glance at the state financial and economic position in the last 4 years indicates that the Telangana state would have achieved much faster economic growth and registered a much higher quantum of expenditure but for the adverse effect of demonetization since November 2016 and introduction of GST from July 2017 onwards, sir. When I say this, sir, I would like to recall and remind to this august house that it was me and my party who stood here and spoke against the demonetization and also the GST. The reply then given by the government was that, be rest assured Owaisi साहब, कुछ नहीं होगा, हमारा कोई नुकसान नहीं होगा, but कितना नुकसान हुआ है ये हमारे सामने है। मुल्क का तो नुकसान हुआ ही हुआ, हमारे रियासत का भी नुकसान हुआ, लेकिन रियासती हुकूमत ने इस माशी बदहाली के सूरत हाल में जब मुल्क आज माशी तौर पे से बदहाल हो चुका, परेशान है, वैसी इन हालात में रियासती हुकूमत ने अपनी जिम्मेदारी को बखूबी निभाते हुए सारे मुल्क के ग्रोथ से ज्यादा ग्रोथ आज हमारे रियासत तेलंगाना का ग्रोथ है, ये काबिल मुबारकबाद है। लेकिन ये जरूर कहूंगा कि अगर डिमोनेटाइजेशन और जीएसटी ना होता तो हमारा ग्रोथ और ऊंचा होता और आगे होता। एंड द फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर in the explanatory memorandum on the budget admits that there has been a shortfall in the state-owned tax revenues, mainly due to implementation of GST in the current year, sir. और फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर का कबूल करना इस बात की तस्दीक है कि हमने यहां खड़े रह के जो कहा था आज से 1 साल पहले वो सही साबित हुआ। वो अलग बात है कि आपने उस चीज को महसूस करने में 1 साल का वक्त लगाया, लेकिन हमने 1 लम्हे में आपको आगाह किया था कि इससे नुकसान होने वाला है। The statement of fiscal policy 2018 and the social economic outlay 2018 table of finance minister Saab with the budget documents give an overview of the state's economic growth. Overall, our GSDP at the current price, which was 6,41,985 crore last year, 2016 and 17, is estimated to increase to rupees 7,32,657 crores in 2017 and 18. According a growth of 14.1%, the share of state GSDP in all India GDP increased from 4.02% in 2013 to 14 to 4.37% in 2017 and 18, indicating the super performance of the new state of Telangana. So the growth of per capita income is increasing year after year. The per capita income of state at current price is estimated to increase by 13.4% from rupees 1,54,734 in 2016 and 17 to rupees 1,75,534 in 2017 and 18. This is significantly higher than all India per capita income of rupees 1,12,764, sir. So there is no doubt that Telangana is one of the fastest growing states in India. The state economy grew at an average annual rate of 9% in the post-formation era during 2014 and 15 to 2017 and 18, which is much higher than the all India average annual growth of 7.3% in the same period. It is encouraging to note that the state has achieved a double-digit growth in the last 2 consecutive years, sir. Sir, I am sure that the Telangana would continue its momentum in 2018 and 19. Also, the GSDP growth has been on rise each year because of the TRS government decision to implement mega infrastructure projects. The total received for 2018 and 19 are estimated to be 16.9% higher compared to the budget estimate for 2017 and 18, sir. The revenue surplus for the next financial year is estimated at rupees 5,520 crores, and the fiscal deficit has been budgeted at 3.45% of GSDP, sir. So major allocations, sir, giving top priority to agriculture, the finance minister Saab has allocated rupees 12,000 crores for Right to Lakshmi scheme that seems to offer financial help of rupees 8,000 per annum for 2 crops to each farmer. The state budget has proposed as much as 12,000 crores for this scheme alone. Other sectors and schemes have been provided huge allocation.
These include 25,000 crores for irrigation, rupees 5,367 crores for ASRA, rupees 4,985 crores power subsidy, rupees 3,282 crores for scholarship, rupees 2,744 crores for rice subsidy, rupees 1,903 crores for Mission Bhagirath, rupees 1,162 crores for economic support scheme, and rupees 1,500 crores for two-bedroom housing, rupees 1,450 crores for Kalyana Lakshmi and Shadi Mubarak, rupees 1,200 crores for assistance of weavers, and rupees 1,000 crores to most backward class development corporation, rupees 975 crores for TSRTC, sir. Sir, apart from the major projects and schemes taken by the state government, to broad base the economic base and accelerate the growth in the state, the Telangana government has been a pioneer in implementing a series of welfare measures for all disadvantaged sections of society, including SC, ST, BCs, minority, disabled women, children, senior citizens, etc., sir. So the government has given up top priority for welfare of all vulnerable sections through record allocation for them. This includes rupees 12,709 crore for Scheduled Development Department and total allocation of 16,453 crores for SC Special Development Fund, sir, SDP. Rupees 8,060 crores for Tribal Welfare Department and total allocation of rupees 9,693 crores for STSDF. Rupees 5,930 crores for bachelor welfare, 2,000 crores for minority welfare, rupees 1,719 crores for women child welfare, 2,600 crore for government flagship program of double-bedroom housing, sir. Sir, I would like to point out there is a delay in disbursement of ASRA pension to the aged person, widow and disabled, and this needs a streamline so that no pensioner is made to make trips or wait for days to get his or her pension, sir. Sir, an announcement was made by the Honorable Chief Minister about Kalyana Lakshmi and Shadi Mubarak. I welcome this announcement और मैं इसका इस्तकबाल करता हूं कि 1,01,016 रुपये का जो ऐलान किया है कल्याणा लक्ष्मी और शादी मुबारक के लिए, यह काबिल मुबारकबाद इक़दाम है, जिसके लिए मैं अपनी पार्टी के जानिब से रियासती चीफ मिनिस्टर का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं और इस फैसले का खैर मुक़द्दम करता हूं. Sir, at the same time, sir, the scheduled castes constitute 15.45% of state's population. When the bill of enhancing the reservation for socially and economically backward Muslims and STs was passed in August House in April 16th last year, I had demanded that the quantum of reservation for STs should be raised by 1% to 16% in proportion to their population, as per 2011 census. I had also impressed upon the government to exert pressure on central government to bring a legislation providing for categorization of SCs into ABCD categorization in the state of Telangana. There is a little headway on these two issues. There is also an imperative need to ensure that all allocated funds under SC Special Development Fund, earlier known as sub-plan, are spent every year, sir. So the scheduled tribe accounts to 9.39% of the state's population. The bill for raising the reservation for socially and educationally backward Muslim as well as the SCs has been passed by the state legislature 11 months ago. The bill stipulates raising the quota for STs to 10%, but so far the central government has not cleared this bill for the President of India's assent. Instead of honorable members from the BJP tells this House that the state government can raise the reservation for STs by issuing a GO, sir. Sir, I would like to caution the government to keep an eye on escalating confrontation between the primitive Adivasis and the relatively forward tribe Lambadas. There is a feeling among the Adivasis, namely Gonds, Koyas, Yerukalas, and Pradhans, that the Lambadas, who constitute almost 62% of state tribal population, are cornering bulk of the benefits meant for STs in the state, sir. Sir, if this content is not checked in time, this may lead to unpleasant situation on the eve of the next general election to Lok Sabha and Assembly in the state, sir. So the BCs, SCs, STs, and minority together constitute 91% of state population. As per the 2011 census data, BC, excluding minorities, account for 52% of state's population. I had demanded during the discussion on the bill for enhancing reservation for SC, BCs, Muslims, and STs on April 16 last year that the quantum of reservation for BCs in ABCD category should be enhanced from 25% to 30% through inclusion of more caste, subcaste who have been demanding BC status for a long time, sir. while welcoming the constitution of separate corporation for welfare of backward classes, I had also suggested that it was necessary to identify the MBCs among the existing BCs in the state. I understand the Telangana Commission of Backward Classes has been assigned the task for identifying the MBC among the BCs. I request the government to expedite the process of identifying, listing and notifying the MBCs among the BCs by following clearly identifiable criteria. So the government has also established separate corporation for Brahmins and provided rupees 100 crores allocation. I would suggest that the government can provide financial assistance to Archakas of temple and the children and families for Brahmin corporation, as the funds available in the Endowment Department of Welfare of the families and Archakas are not sufficient. At the same time, sir, with the government have been very sincere towards allocation for Brahmins, we need to publicize this. We need to make it known to the Brahmins that we have funds which are not getting utilized. We need to utilize, and many Brahmins are suffering, and I hope that the government would have a program with which they can organize meetings and make known to the Brahmins that the funds are there, the allocations are there, and it has not been utilized, and it should be utilized. And proper planning should be made for utilization of funds for the Brahmins, sir. Sir, I compliment the Chief Minister Saab and Finance Minister Janab Itila Rajendra Saab for massive increase of 60% in the budgetary allocation of welfare of minorities, who constitute 14% of state population. The record allocation of rupees 2,000 crores for Minority Welfare Department, a huge jump compared to current year's allocation of rupees 1,250 crores. The hike in minorities welfare outlay every year is the result of keen interest invested by the Chief Minister, Mr. Chandrasekhar Rao Saab, and a strong representation made by MIM party ever since the formation of Telangana state in June 2014, sir. So thus the allocation for minority welfare has almost doubled from rupees 1,030 crores in the year 2014 to 2015 to rupees 2,000 crores now, sir. There has been substantial increase in allocation for all the schemes and programs being implemented by Minority Welfare Department next year's budget. Apart from the increase in establishment expenditure of rupees 25 crores, there has been a massive hike in allocation for schemes expenditure of Minority Welfare Department to rupees 1,975 crores, sir. Sir, 735 crores for Telangana State Minority Residential Schools and Hostels, 200 crores for Shadi Mubarak, 248 crores for fees reimbursement of minority students, 160 crores for economic support for subsidy scheme, 100 crores post-matric, 100 crores for CM Overseas Scholarship for minorities, 90 crores for multi-sector development program for minority concentrated areas, 80 crores for honoring for imams and Muslims, 5,000 mosques across the state, rupees 66 crores for Urdu Academy, 25 crores for T-Prime and TSEZ, rupees 20 crores for construction of new building for Anisul Gurbar Orphanage, and rupees 15 crores for training and employment schemes. When I spell out this, at the same time, I would like to also bring to the kind notice of the Honorable Finance Minister Saab, sir. In 2014 and 15, sir, the total budget allocated for minorities was 1,033.87, but the budget release was only 466.35 in 14 and 15. In 15 and 16, it was 14 and 15, it was 45%. In 15 and 16, the allocation was 1,105.36 crores, and the budget released was 555.67, that was 50%. In 2016 and 17, the budget estimate was 1,204.44 crores, and the budget released was 842.05, that was 70%. It was 70%. Now, the matter of concern arises, and the matter of concern is that last year, the release budget was 70%, and the amount was 842. And when we see this year, the allocation is 1,249.66, but the release is lesser than last year, that is 819 only. Why is it lesser? When all the department, the BC, SC, STs, allocation is increased, the release has also increased. But in minorities, I would like to come on record and say that the allocation have increased, but the release has decreased. The release has decreased. Last year the release was 842. This year the release is 819.64 crores only. कम से कम ₹1 लास्ट ईयर से बढ़ के तो रिलीज करिए. कम से कम एक, ज्यादा ने ₹1. आज बताइए, आप और हम दोस्त हैं, आप और हम मिलकर अवाम में जाएंगे, तो जब मुखालिफीन आपके और हमारे पूछेंगे कि आप दोनों ने मिलकर क्या किया मुसलमानों के लिए, माइनॉरिटीज के लिए, सिख के लिए, क्रिश्चियंस के लिए, तो हम क्या बताएंगे, क्या जवाब देंगे? अभी भी ट्रेजरी डिपार्टमेंट में 150 करोड़ के ऑर्डर्स आने के बाद रिलीज नहीं हो रहे हैं. कम से कम 100 करोड़ तो रिलीज कर दीजिए बराए मेहरबानी. 200 नहीं, 100 कर लीजिए. 100 करेंगे तो लास्ट ईयर से बढ़कर हो जाएगा. बढ़कर हो जाएगा तो हमारे लिए और आपके लिए, दोनों के लिए शर्मिंदगी का बाइस नहीं होगा, फखर का बाइस बनेगा. उम्मीद करता हूं कि आप मुझे शर्मिंदा नहीं करेंगे. 100 करोड़ रिलीज करेंगे तो ओवरसीज स्कॉलरशिप पेंडिंग पड़ी हुई है, जो लोगों को लोन देने की बात की गई थी, 1.5 लाख दरखास्तें पेंडिंग हैं. अगर 100 करोड़ देंगे ओवरसीज स्कॉलरशिप दे सकते हैं. सर, सितंबर में इनटेक स्टार्ट होगा, जनवरी में इनटेक स्टार्ट हो चुका, लेकिन आज तक ओवरसीज स्कॉलरशिप के पैसे नहीं दिए गए. और आज मैं ये भी कहना चाहता हूं कि आप जब 2000 करोड़ का बजट दे रहे हैं, आई वांट टू कम ऑन रिकॉर्ड एंड reiterate my demand once again, honorable speaker, sir, we have funds, but sorry to say that we do not have sufficient staff to spend these funds. आज क्या है बताइए, माइनॉरिटी फाइनेंस कॉर्पोरेशन का हाल भी देखिए आप, कि 2 ओहदेदार, एडिशनल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, उर्दू एकेडमी, हज हाउस, CDME वो प्रोग्राम, एक ऑफिसर, 3 चीजें, 4 चीजें. एक आप बताइए, हमारे सेक्रेटरी हैं माइनॉरिटी वेलफेयर डिपार्टमेंट के, एडिशनल चार्ज, मेट्रो वाटर वर्क्स के MD भी हैं, माइनॉरिटी के भी हैं. क्यों एक अलहदा ओहदेदार को आप मुतय्यन क्यों नहीं करते, जिम्मेदारी क्यों नहीं देते? आज वक्त का तकाजा है कि आज जब इतना फंड आ रहा है, इसको खर्च करने के लिए हमको चाहिए कि हम अच्छे ओहदेदारों के जरिए और अच्छे लोगों के जरिए इन फंड्स का सही इस्तेमाल करें. So the government has raised a subsidy under self-employment scheme for minority youth from 50% to 80%. However, I would like to point out that the self-employment subsidy scheme for minorities are not being implemented effectively. Applicants were invited from the eligible minority youth for subsidized scheme in financial year 2015 and 16. No such application has been called during 2016 and 17 and 17 and 18. 2 साल से applications नहीं मंगाए गए. 2 साल से, 2016 और 17 और 18 से, तो 2 साल से एप्लीकेशन नहीं मंगाए तो कब मंगाएंगे? बताइए आप, क्या ये इंसाफ है मुसलमानों के साथ? The reason for this is that as many as 1.5 lakh minority youth have applied for subsidy in 2015 and 16. They were attracted by enhancement of subsidy component to 80% for loan up to ₹1 lakh in the last 3 years. Only a few thousand applicants have been sanctioned. Subsidy in almost 1.4 lakh applications are still pending for clearance. I request the government to revalidate this pending application and sanction them assistance up to ₹1 lakh in a phased manner this year. Phased manner mein hi sahi, honorable speaker sahab. I am thankful to the state government for allotting 10 acres of land at Kokapet for construction of Hyderabad Islamic Cultural and Convention Center. The government has also initiated steps for preserving Urdu language. The recruitment of Urdu teachers in the government schools has been taken up. I would demand that this process be completed before the commencement of the new academic year in June 2018, sir. So the GO for implementation of Urdu as a second official language all over the state are yet to be issued, sir. Sir, at the same time, I would like to remind to the government, in this house, it was announced by the education minister and the deputy chief minister, Mr. Kadiyam Srihari Saab, that he will convey a meeting regarding the vacancies in Urdu medium schools, regarding conducting of a separate DSC and de-reserving the seats of SC, STs and BCs. वो मीटिंग आज तक नहीं हुई. वो मीटिंग कब होगी? ऐलान करे इस ऐवान में कि मीटिंग बुलाएंगे. उर्दू मदारस के ताल्लुक से बात करेंगे, उर्दू के मदारस में तकर्रुरात के ताल्लुक से बात करेंगे, डी रिजर्व करेंगे, रोस्टर सिस्टम को करेंगे और एक सेपरेट डीएससी लाएंगे। क्या हुआ बताइए? आज ये बातें कही जा रही हैं कि तेलुगु को लाया जाएगा, कंपलसरी बनाया जाएगा। हम इस्तेकबाल करते हैं, जरूर तेलुगु को लाइए, वो हमारी रियासत की जबान है, तेलुगु से को जानना चाहिए, पढ़ना चाहिए, हम इससे इनकार नहीं करेंगे। लेकिन हम इसके साथ साथ ये भी जरूर कहेंगे कि आप तेलुगु के साथ साथ उर्दू से भी इंसाफ करिए। उर्दू को दूसरी सरकारी जबान का मौक़िफ़ तो दे दिया गया, अता कर दिया गया, मैं आपका ममनून मशकूर हूं, लेकिन बताइए सिर्फ ऐलान हुआ, ऐलान के साथ साथ क्या इक़दामात उठाए गए, किस तरीके से? ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज कमीशन में एक उर्दूदा का तयक़्क़ुन का मुतालबा, तक़र्रुर का मुतालबा बार बार हम कर रहे हैं। क्या सरकारी दफातर के बोर्ड्स पर उर्दू में होना चाहिए, आरटीसी बसेस में उर्दू में होना चाहिए? क्या हो रहा है बताइए? नहीं हो रहा है, सिर्फ ऐलान खुश कर दिया गया, लेकिन अमल दरामद है। मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि इन मसाइल पे गौर करेंगे। और अरबी है, संस्कृत है, आज इस ऐवान में उस मसले को उठाया गया, आज हमको इस पर गौर करना चाहिए। मैं इस्तेकबाल करता हूं हमारे मेरे एक रुकन, साथी रुकन ने आज गल्फ में रहने वालों का मसला उठाया 0 ओवर में। लेकिन मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि हजारों सऊदी अरब, दुबई और गल्फ में रहने वाले आज अपने रोजगार को छोड़कर इस मुल्क को वापस आ रहे हैं। मैं केटीआर साहब से दरखास्त करूंगा कि एक मीटिंग बुलाइए, आप हम बैठेंगे, कई लोग बेरोजगार होकर, हजारों की तादाद में परेशान होकर मुल्क को वापस आ रहे हैं, वो बेरोजगार हैं, किस तरीके से हम इनकी भी मदद कर सकते हैं, इस पे भी गौर करना चाहिए। सिर्फ मरने वालों की लाश को लाने का नहीं, बल्कि जो लोग वहां से रोजी रोटी छोड़कर मजबूरी के आलम में यहां आ रहा है, उनके लिए भी हमको कुछ करना चाहिए। आज हम मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज को जमीनात देते हैं, एनआरआईज को भी 100 गजी दे दीजिए ताकि वो अपने सर के ऊपर एक छत डाल सके और इज्जत की जिंदगी गुजार सके। ऐसे कई मसाइल हैं, एनआरआईज के फोरम्स हैं, सऊदी अरब में है, बज़्म इत्तेहाद के नाम से एक है, फिर दुबई में है, ऐसे जितने फोरम्स है, ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस है, उनको एक वक्त बुलाकर आप एक मीटिंग लीजिए, एक कॉन्फिडेंस दीजिए। आप ठीक है, जो करना है वो करेंगे आहिस्ता आहिस्ता, लेकिन एक मीटिंग बुलाएंगे तो वो उनकी परेशानी और वो जो फिक्र में है वो किसी हद तक एड्रेस हो पाएगी। सर, मैं उसके साथ ऑनरेबल स्पीकर साहब आपसे जरूर कहूंगा कि बार बार मैं ये बात दोहराता रहा हूं और आज भी दोहराऊंगा और कहूंगा कि वक्फ बोर्ड का हाल बहुत बुरा हो चुका है। वक्फ बोर्ड में कोई क्वालिफाइड एम्प्लॉइज नहीं है। एक ड्राइवर को 50,000 की तनख्वाह मिलती है, सुपरिटेंडेंट 1 लाख की तनख्वाह लेता है, झाड़ू पोछा मारने वाला 50,000 की तनख्वाह पर है। हम बार बार इस मसले को उठाने के बाद भी उस पर कोई तवज्जो नहीं दी जाती, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है और काफी जायदादें तबाह हो रही हैं। हुसैन शाह वली रहमतुल्लाह अलैह की दरगाह की आराजी 1,600 चिल्लर, आज वो आराजी का मुकदमा सुप्रीम कोर्ट में है। मैंने हुकूमत से मुतालबा किया, चीफ मिनिस्टर साहब ने इस ऐवान में कहा कि अकबर साहब आपका मुतालबा सही है। जब हम तेलंगाना के एजिटेशन कर रहे थे तो हमने हुसैन शाह वली रहमतुल्लाह अलैह की दरगाह की आराजी का मुकदमा लड़ा, जिद्दोजहद की हमने, और हम जरूर देंगे। अनअलॉटेड जो लैंड है वो तो दे दीजिए। हकीम शाह बाबा की जो दरगाह की जमीन है वो भी वैसी पड़ी है, बाबा शरफुद्दीन साहब की पहाड़ी है। मैं आज हुकूमत से ये मुतालबा करूंगा, दरखास्त करूंगा, जितना डेवलपमेंट आया, हाईटेक सिटी, गच्चीबौली, नानकरामगुड़ा, कोकापेट, ये इस तरफ डेवलपमेंट आ रहा है। अब वक्त आ चुका है कि आपको डेवलपमेंट महेश्वरम की तरफ लाना चाहिए। इस जोन पे भी डेवलपमेंट लाइए आप। एक जमाने में मजलिस के मुतालिब और फैब सिटी का ऐलान किया गया, फैब सिटी नहीं आई, आप लाइए। फार्मा सिटी लाइए, आप जेम एंड ज्वेलरी की इंडस्ट्री लाइए, ऐलान किया गया था। आज अगर हम पुराने शहर के लोगों को तरक्की के साथ साथ रोजगार भी मुहैया करना होगा और ओल्ड सिटी डेवलप होगा। अगर महेश्वरम के पास अगर आप एक हाईटेक सिटी जैसा जिस तरीके से डेवलप हुआ, अगर इसको भी डेवलप करेंगे तो तरक्की आएगी। मैं ये इसके साथ हुकूमत का ममनून और मशकूर हूं। मैं ये बात जरूर कहूंगा कि सारे हिंदुस्तान में तेलंगाना वाहिद रियासत है जहां पे मुसलमानों को ऑन पार विद CST ट्रीट किया गया है और कहीं पर नहीं किया गया। और यह भी कहूंगा कि 2000 करोड़ का बजट मैं नहीं समझता किसी रियासत में भी। महाराष्ट्र में 3 लाख का बजट है, लेकिन माइनॉरिटीज का एलोकेशन सिर्फ 300 करोड़ रुपया है। और यहां पर आज मुसलमानों, माइनॉरिटीज के लिए, सिख के लिए, क्रिश्चियन के लिए 2000 करोड़ का बजट, यह खुद बताता है कि कितनी सेक्युलर हुकूमत है, कितनी सेक्युलर रियासत है तेलंगाना, और यहां के लीडर्स कितने कमिटेड हैं सबके लिए। और मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि ये 2000 करोड़ इस्तेमाल होंगे। और इसके साथ ही साथ मैं चीफ मिनिस्टर साहब का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं। जियो जो उन्होंने जारी किया ऑन पार विद SC/STs को ट्रीट करने का, लेकिन यह जरूर कहूंगा कि बहुत सारी चीजें हैं उस जियो में जो छूट गए हैं। आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट द CM साहब टू एक्सटेंड द फैसिलिटी ऑफ प्रोवाइडिंग the visa processing fees to the beneficiaries under the CM overseas scheme for minorities. The law graduates from minority community would be provided assistance on par with SC/ST established for skill development centers. Sir, Hyderabad, Warangal, Nizamabad, Mahbubnagar में ट्रेनिंग होगी। मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि इससे ज्यादा लोग इस्तेफादा उठाएंगे। सर, फाइनेंशियल एसिस्ट ऑफ 1000 मार्जिनल फार्मर्स भी है उस जियो में। मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि इससे भी फायदा उठाएंगे। सर, जब मैं ये बात कहता हूं तो ये भी जरूर कहूंगा कि उर्दू मीडियम की मेडिकल एजुकेशन का एक ही इदारा है और वो इदारा यूनानी मेडिसिन का है, जो 4 मीनार पे दवाखाना है। बरस से मुतालबा कर रहे हैं कि यूनानी मेडिसिन मर रहा है, इस पर तवज्जो दीजिए। मर रहा है, इसको मरने न दें, इसको जिंदा रखें। लेकिन हर हुकूमत ने लापरवाही बरती इस यूनानी मेडिसिन के साथ। आज कई जायदादें मखलूआ हैं, लिफ्ट नहीं चल रही है, मखदूश हो चुकी है बिल्डिंग। आज ये यूनानी दवाखाने की अपनी जायदाद है नारायणगुड़े में, उसको रेंट पर दिया गया। मैं आपके जरिए हुकूमत से मुतालबा करूंगा कि इस ताल्लुक से भी आप एक मीटिंग बुलाने के लिए हेल्थ मिनिस्टर साहब को इसके लिए बोलें, ताकि हम इस पर अपने मसाइल को पेश कर सकें और मसाइल को हल कर सकें। So the government has continued to emphasis on healthcare sector by making record allocation of rupees 7,375 crores. Opening of dialysis center, cancer diagnostic center and ICUs at government hospital is a welcome step, sir. The CM Saab has announced 2 schemes including free eye camp and annual health checkup for all the people in the state. At the same time, sir, I would request all the hospitals who are covered or who give treatment to Arigeshiri, they should as well go to all government schools and have a health camp conducted there. They should do this, but they are not doing this. This should be included, sir. When they are having the seeds of benefit, when they are taking the money from the government for the treatment of Arigeshiri patient, why can't they go to the government schools and have a checkup, sir? This should be made mandatory and compulsory for them, because children गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में जो बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं गरीब हैं, कई बीमारियां हैं, इस पे ज्यादा खर्चा नहीं आएगा। मैं उम्मीद करता हूं करें the 102 service of providing free transfer of pregnant women to end from hospital is a good scheme, sir. I welcome this scheme, sir. It should be extended to twin cities of Hyderabad and Secunderabad also. कई स्कीम्स हैं, अजला में है, हैदराबाद सिकंदराबाद को आप छोड़ देते हैं। मैं उम्मीद करूंगा कि हैदराबाद को आप नहीं छोड़ेंगे। The scheme for provision of KCR kits along with financial help for deliveries at government hospital has become quite popular, sir. और बहुत अच्छी स्कीम है, हम इसका इस्तेमाल करते हैं। However, I am at a loss to understand why the government has provided meager allocation for upgradation of facilities and provision of infrastructure and equipment at teaching hospitals in the state capital, including Usmania Gandhi Neelofer Chest Hospital, Sarojini Devi Eye Hospital and other hospitals. The maternity hospital at Petla Buruj, Sultan Bazar. मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि मैटरनिटी हॉस्पिटल पेटला बुरुज में जो आज इतनी बड़ी इमारत बनकर दवाखाना चल रहा है, यह भी मजलिस इत्तेहाद उल मुस्लिमीन का एक बहुत बड़ा कारनामा है कि हेल्थ सेक्टर में हमने ये काम किया और पुराने शहर में उस्मानिया के साथ साथ ये पेटला बुर्ज का इतना बड़ा दवाखाना हमने किया। मलकपेट कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में भी डायलिसिस सेंटर, गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल, चेस्ट हॉस्पिटल, ये सारे हॉस्पिटल को अपग्रेड कराने के लिए मजलिस मुसलसल नुमाइंदगी कर रही है। तो ये भी एक हकीकत है कि नीलोफर हॉस्पिटल के लिए और कैंसर के लिए नामपल्ली में मजलिस इत्तेहादुल मुस्लिमीन हमारे मेराज साहब के एमएलएशिप में बहुत गैर मामूली काम हो रहा है और हुकूमत हर वक्त इन हॉस्पिटल्स की तरक्की के लिए हम जो भी मुतालबा करते हैं उसको कर रही है। मैं हुकूमत का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं कि मेरे कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में भी बारकस हॉस्पिटल में डायलिसिस सेंटर का भी एक मंजूरी दी है, इसके लिए मैं आपका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं। द गवर्नमेंट हैज ओपन न्यू मेडिकल कॉलेज ऑफ महबूबनगर, सिद्दीपेट, निजामाबाद, सूर्यापेट, नलगुंडा। However, the district hospital at these places have to be upgraded into teaching hospital by creating required infrastructure, including building, equipment, operation theatres. Sir, for the education sector, sir, the finance minister has allocated rupees 10,830 crores for school education, rupees 2,448 crores for higher education, rupees 95 crores for technical education, rupees 2,823 crores for residential school, SC, STs, BC, minority and open categories. Sir. Still, I feel the budgetary allocation for state universities do not fully meet the requirement. Usmania University, which is celebrating its centenary, faces resource crunch, sir. So the government must come up to rescue this prestigious university and ensure the vacancies in faculty of non-teaching staff in Usmania as well as other universities are filled up at the earliest, sir. Sir, Mission Bhagirath के ताल्लुक से भी मैं कहूंगा कि I would like to know about the arrangements being made for tapping almost 60 TMC of water from Krishna and Godavari water. What is the progress achieved so far on setting up 153 water plants, 35,514 overhead reservoirs and 1.7 lakh kilometers of pipeline? How soon will this mission be completed, accomplished in all respects, sir? Sir, Harita Aram is also a good scheme, sir. We welcome and hope that it will continue this year also. Sir, CM camp office, camp office for MLAs, sir. For MLAs also, constructed only 26 places. I would like to know when will the rest of the camp offices will be constructed, sir. So, Honorable Speaker, sir, at the same time, I would like to raise one important issue about MLAs, sir. So, the MLAs who were the member of Legislative Assembly in the year 2008, the then Andhra Pradesh government and the then government has collected 5 lakhs rupees, 10 lakhs rupees, 10 lakhs rupees for allotment of land, sir. Sir, it has been more than 10 years. Our amount is there. Allot us a land. If not, give back our money. You need to give back. When is the government going to take a decision on this? I say this because it's been more than 10 years. 10 lakhs rupees are there. If you do not want to allot the land, fine, we welcome your decision. Kindly give back that money. 10 years, it has been more than 10 years. Rajshekar Reddy Saab was the chief minister. Then he said he would be allotting land to the sitting legislatures. 10 lakhs rupees were collected. And na zameen mili, na wo mila. Aur main, sir, at the same time, sir, I would like to request once again to the finance minister. Constituency Development Fund, 3 crore रुपया, सिर्फ 1.5 करोड़ रिलीज हुआ हैदराबाद में, सिर्फ 1.5 करोड़, मां बाकी 1.5 करोड़ कब रिलीज करेंगे साहब? रिलीज करिए, एमएलएस का काम है, हमको आवाम में जाना है, अगर नहीं होगा तो फिर हम काम नहीं कर सकेंगे. About RTC also, in my governor's address I have addressed, sir, कि 1000 बसेस इतने पुराने हो चुके हैं कि नए बसेस लाना है, नहीं चल रहे हैं, रुक जाते हैं. छोटे मिनी बसेस का वादा किया गया पुराने शहर के लिए, अब तक नहीं हुआ. 3 साल से Honorable Minister for Municipal Administration, Honorable Minister for Home, Honorable Minister for Transport, all 3 had come. I thank them for coming to Old City and inaugurating the RTA office in my constituency. It was announced there that a track would be sanctioned. It has been more than 2 years, sir. The track is still awaiting. अभी तक इंतजार में ट्रैक, एक ट्रैक दे दीजिए, मेहरबानी होगी. मैं अपने एमएलए फंड से देना चाहता था सर, लेकिन उसमें आया कि एमएलए फंड हम नहीं दे सकते, तो ट्रैक नहीं हुआ. मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि आप इस पर भी गौर करेंगे. सर, गोइंग ऑन टू पावर डिपार्टमेंट, सर, आई विल कंप्लीट इन 15 मिनट्स, सर. सो फॉर द एनर्जी सेक्टर, sir, rupees 5,650 crores have been allocated in the next year budget. I compliment the government for complete turnaround in the power sector. When Telangana state was formed, power cuts were order of the day. there was severe shortage of power as the power generation capacity of the state was not enough to cope up with the rising demand, sir. But thanks to the proactive measures taken by the TRS government, the state has been able to double its generation capacity from 7,778 megawatts to rupees 15,334 megawatts within a span of 4 years. New projects are being envisaged to augment the generation capacity to 28,275 megawatts. This would make the state a power surplus state, sir. I congratulate the government for this, sir. However, I would request the government to focus on augmentation of transmission and distribution network and for improving the quality of power supply all across the state, more particularly in the GHMC area, which is a major consumer of power generation in the state, sir. Sir, the important point which needs to be clarified and answered by the Honorable Finance Minister Saab is that, however, the two DISCOM, Southern and Northern Power Distribution Companies of Telangana, are saddled with huge cumulative loss of rupees 31,492.16 crore as their revenues are not sufficient to meet their expenditure commitment. Am I right or wrong? The SPDCL has accumulated losses of rupees 15,857.66 crores. I repeat, 15,857.66 crores, and the MPDCL has cumulative losses of rupees 21,634 crores in the last 4 years from 2014, 15, 17 and 18 as per the ARR, Aggregate Revenue Requirement Proposal filed before the Telangana Electricity Regulatory Commission. I do not know how these DISCOMs are able to keep afloat financial despite such huge accumulated losses. The state notched up impressive growth in industrial sector by restoring uninterrupted power supply to industry within 6 months after the state formation by bagging #1 rank in ease to doing business parameters. The state is attracting large number of industries thanks to the TS, IPAS and other initiatives. Handloom weavers are provided massive financial assistance and Kakatiya Mega Textile Park is being set up in Warangal. Hyderabad continues to make rapid stride in information technology and pharma sectors. Initiatives like T-Hub and V-Hub are unique in the country, sir. I once again congratulate the government for this and in particular Honorable Minister for IT and Municipal Administration, sir. Sir, coming to the Municipal Administration, sir. Sir, though the Municipal Administration and Urban Development Department has been allocated 7,251 crores in next year's budget, the GHMC and other civic bodies, utilities have been given a raw deal. GHMC, Hyderabad Metropolitan Sewerage Board, Hyderabad Metropolitan Development Authority hope to get a lion's share of allocation for urban development, but they are disappointed, sir. While almost 70% of state revenues are generated from Greater Hyderabad, the state budget failed to make any substantial allocation for the state capital. The GHMC has submitted budgetary proposal of 1,663 crores, while HMDA sought for rupees 1,900 crores, and the Hyderabad Water Board requires 2,915 crores from the state budget. The requirement of budget support for these three urban bodies total to rupees 6,478 crores. But what they got is only 1,976 crores, or 30% of what they wanted. 30% of what they wanted. Where from will they raise the remaining 70%? Is the question. Hyderabad के साथ इंसाफ करना होगा. Hyderabad के लिए पैसा देना होगा. HMDA को देना होगा. I have read that HMDA would be auctioning some pieces of land and plots and they would be getting 200 crores out of it. But this will not help. What is the state of Water Works Department? What is the state of GHMC? आज तनख्वाहें देने के लिए पैसे नहीं हैं. हालात इतने बिगड़े हैं. GHMC recently approved the budget, which total expenditure of 6,077 crore. Besides, the GHMC has approved estimate of 7,070 crores for 3 major projects. Other corporation, Hyderabad Road Development Corporation, Musi Riverfront Development Corporation, 2-bedroom housing corporation. GHMC budget includes state budgetary support of rupees 491 crores, assigned revenue grants of 23 crores, property tax of 113 crores on state government properties and rupees 927 crore plant grants. तो आप बताइए इससे GHMC कैसा चलेगी?
Please conclude, Akbar.
Sir, I'll just conclude 10 minutes. Sir. However, the GHMC does not get any budgetary allocation for major development work of project. GHMC is provided Only rupees 71 crores, including 32 crores towards property tax on government properties, rupees 31 crores towards tax receipt, rupees 2 crores towards property tax compensation, and 6 crores staff salaries. GHMC will be raising rupees 1,000 crores from issue of bonds and other rupees 1,500 crores of bank loan. But the fact is that the government has not sanctioned a single rupee. Through the GHMC had sought rupees 927 crores as planned grants. ऐसा अगर होगा तो कैसे होगा? GHMC में आज काम होना है. We have to take up road widenings. We need flyovers. We need footover bridges. We need development, sir. और डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है, मैं इस बात से इनकार नहीं करूंगा. लेकिन बार बार हम सुनते आए हैं मूसा नदी साफ हो जाएगी, मूसी प्रोजेक्ट लेंगे. मूसी प्रोजेक्ट कब होगा? MMTS के लिए हम बार बार कह रहे हैं. सेकेंड फेज, उसके लिए एलोकेशन क्या किया गया? मैं चाहूंगा कि फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर अपने रिप्लाई में बताएं कि MMTS सेकेंड फेज के लिए कितना पैसा आपने दिया. इसमें यह भी मैं चाहूंगा कि आप बताएं कि मेट्रो के लिए कितना, ट्रैम जो आ रही है उसके लिए कितना. आप एलोकेट तो करिए कुछ अमाउंट. कुली कुतुब शाह अर्बन डेवलपमेंट अथॉरिटी बनाई गई, सिर्फ 4 करोड़ रुपया दिया गया कुली कुतुब शाह के लिए, और कुली कुतुब शाह डेवलपमेंट आज खत्म हो रहा है. मैं उम्मीद करूंगा कि कुली कुतुब शाह डेवलपमेंट अथॉरिटी को जिंदा रखा जाएगा. और मैं ये भी कहूंगा कि साथ ही साथ फिर से अपनी बात को दोहराऊंगा और हुकूमत से मुतालबा करूंगा कि पुराने शहर की तरक्की के लिए 5,000 करोड़ के पैकेज का ऐलान करिए. ऐलान करिए, आप एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सैंक्शन दीजिए. 5,000 करोड़ एक साल में खर्च नहीं होंगे, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता होंगे. आप ऐलान करिए और हमको मालूम है कि उस ऐलान के बाद पुराने शहर में बहुत तरक्की आएगी. हमने कहा कि चारमीनार पेडेस्ट्रियलाइजेशन का प्रोजेक्ट को कंप्लीट करिए. चारमीनार पेडेस्ट्रियलाइजेशन का प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट करने का मतलब यह है कि चारमीनार को प्रिजर्व करना है, तो उसके साथ ही साथ वहां पे कारोबार करने वाले गरीब लोगों के रोजगार को भी बचाना है. और वो रोजगार कैसे बचाया जा सकता है? पार्किंग लॉट बनाना चाहिए. और उसको रोजगार को बचाने के लिए हमने प्रपोजल दिया कि 3 ब्रिजेस सालारजंग म्यूजियम के सामने सैंक्शन किए जाएं, मंजूर किए जाएं. अगर मंजूर होंगे तो वो सारे हॉकर्स को, डब्बे वालों को, बंडी वालों को वहां पे रोजगार दिया जा सकता है. मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि इस पर भी हुकूमत संजीदगी के साथ गौर करेगी. सर, आई एम कंप्लीटिंग सर. मैं और अपनी तकरीर को खत्म करने से पहले यह जरूर कहना चाहूंगा, सिविल सप्लाईज डिपार्टमेंट के बारे में कहूंगा. ये सिविल सप्लाईज डिपार्टमेंट नहीं रहा, ये एक विजिलेंस डिपार्टमेंट की तरह काम कर रहा. राशन कार्ड पे पहले शक्कर मिलती थी, चावल मिलता था, तेल मिलती थी, दाल मिलती थी, लेकिन आज चावल भी नहीं मिल रहा है सर. नए राशन कार्ड नहीं दिए गए. अफसोस और शर्म की बात तो यह है कि राशन कार्ड जो पुराने थे, आंध्र प्रदेश लिखा हुआ है, तेलंगाना नाम के नया छापे भी नहीं अब तक आप पुराने राशन कार्ड. सिर्फ विजिलेंस डिपार्टमेंट की तरह राशन कार्ड की अहमियत खत्म हो गई. आवाम में बरहमी है. मैं आगाह करना चाहता हूं, आई वांट टू कॉशन द गवर्नमेंट, द पीपल आर इन एंग्विश, दे आर एंग्री बिकॉज ऑफ दिस राशन कार्ड. काइंडली मेक अ नोट. ये राशन कार्ड के मसले को हल करिए. क्या करें सर, मेरा घर यहां है, तो मेरा दुकान जहां से मैं चावल लूं वो है कहां पर सर? वो है आगे खैरताबाद में. अरे जहां पे जिसकी दुकान है वहां पे दीजिए. आज ये बहुत ही एक खतरनाक मामला हो चुका है और आवाम परेशान है. मैं उम्मीद करूंगा कि इस पर भी गौर करेंगे. 1,000 करोड़ पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट को दिया गया. खुशी होती है देखकर कि कुछ बनो या ना बनो, पुलिस कमिश्नर ऑफिस तो जबरदस्त बन रहा है सर, अच्छा बन रहा है. पुलिस वाले तो बहुत खुश हैं, लेकिन पुलिस वालों के वजीफे का भी मामला है, रिटायरमेंट के वक्त वो भी है, कांस्टेबल्स का भी है. मैं उम्मीद करूंगा कि उस पर भी गौर करेंगे. एट द सेम टाइम, I used to always say, whenever I used to speak on budget about the Maoism and Naxalites, मैं फिर से कहूंगा आपको, हुकूमत को इस मसले पर संजीदगी के साथ गौर करना होगा. आहिस्ता आहिस्ता फिर से उठ रही है तहरीक. अगर ये उठेगी तो आपके जितने इरिगेशन प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, कालेश्वरम का प्रोजेक्ट है, वो भी खतरे में आएगा. क्योंकि मैं जानता हूं कि कालेश्वरम प्रोजेक्ट को जब देखने को गए थे तो वहां पे एक पॉइंट के बाद लोगों ने कहा इसके आगे नहीं सर, यू कैन हैव अ लुक फ्रॉम हियर. सो दिस शुड नॉट बी टेकन लाइटली सर. वी नीड टू एड्रेस दिस प्रॉब्लम सर. एंड आखिर में यह जरूर कहूंगा कि तेलंगाना को हासिल करने के लिए तेलंगाना की आवाम ने जिद्दोजहद की, अपने जान की बाजी लगाई. कई लोगों ने अपना सब कुछ कुर्बान कर दिया इस तवक्को में कि तेलंगाना आएगा तो खुशहाली आएगी, तरक्की आएगी, नौकरी मिल जाएगी। काम हो रहे हैं, खुशहाली की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं और कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हर एक की उम्मीदों को पूरा करें। लेकिन एक चीज जिस पर हुकूमत को संजीदगी के साथ नोट लेना है और वो ये है कि तवक्कुआत नौजवानों के रोजगार की थी। लोगों ने यह समझा कि अच्छे दिन आएंगे, चेंज आएगा, बदलाव आएगा, 1 करोड़ 2 करोड़ की नौकरियां, वो भी नौकरियां देने से हासिल रहे। ना मोदी साहब ने कोई नौकरियां दी, ना नौजवानों को रोजगार दिया। आज आपके नोट में कहा गया कि सो फार वी हैव फिल्ड 27,000 वैकेंसीज। मैं उम्मीद करूंगा कि इलेक्शन से पहले आप 1.5 लाख वैकेंसीज को फिल करेंगे और नौजवानों को रोजगार देंगे। 1 लाख का तो वादा है, लेकिन मैं कहूंगा कि आप 1.5 लाख तक जाइए। अगर जाएंगे तो इससे अवाम खुश होगी और मैं ये कहूंगा कि वो लोग समझेंगे कि हमने जिस तेलंगाना के लिए जिद्दोजहद की, हमको वो तेलंगाना हासिल हुआ। सर, न्यू पे रिवीजन कमीशन के बारे में भी कहूंगा कि सिमिलरली द पे स्केल्स ऑफ आरटीसी, जेनको, ट्रांसपोर्ट डिस्कॉम, सिंगल एम्प्लॉयज वर रिवाइज्ड। आई रिक्वेस्ट द गवर्नमेंट टू कॉन्स्टिट्यूट द फर्स्ट PRC Telangana state with a view to revising the pay scales of Telangana employees before 2019, sir. Sir, I conclude by saying that as the current financial year is brought to a close in another 12 days, I am told that the state is facing a financial crunch. If I am right, please spell out. If I am wrong, I may be corrected. Clearing all the pending bills with the Finance Department Treasury will not be possible in the current year, and that can happen only after commencement of new financial year. Besides, the government has to provide additional provision for farm subsidy at least rupees 6,000 crore. At present, if I am wrong, I may be corrected, the Finance Minister, Honorable Speaker, sir. At present, as per my knowledge, the pending bills are said to be in the range of 25,000 crores to 30,000 crores. The government also has to clear the Mission Bhagirath bill. In addition to pending one, the state bears 20% of Mission Bhagirath project cost from its own fund, while 80% raised by banks and financial institutions. The government is yet to clear rupees 5,000 crores towards subsidy to DISCOM for the current year. For clearing fee reimbursement dues, the government requires 2,500 crores. The government has not released its share in central sponsored scheme CSS this year. To get balance funds of rupees 5,000 crore for these schemes, it would have released rupees 2,000 crore this year itself, sir. I would request the Honorable Finance Minister to tell us about the financial position of the state government on the eve of the closure of the financial year. In conclusion, I commend the state budget for 2018 and 19 and hope and trust that the state would achieve a faster economic growth in new financial year. And I conclude by saying, मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि मुसलमानों को भी उनका हक मिलेगा, उनके साथ इंसाफ होगा, रोजगार में उनका हक मिलेगा और उम्मीद करता हूं कि 12% का जो ख्वाब हुकूमत ने मुसलमानों को दिखाया था, वो ख्वाब हकीकत में तब्दील होगा और 12% तहफ़्फ़ुज़ात मुसलमानों को मिलेंगे। हर महाज पे उनकी तरक्की होगी, खुशहाली होगी। I thank you very much, sir, for giving me the opportunities. Thank you very much.
Vemula Veeresham.